welcome to Yoga in Small Spaces with the Cracked Yogi, myself, Cheryl. Today's session is a gentle somatic yoga class. So we'll be doing about 2 to 3 somatic movement flows, all standing. So you don't have to worry about getting down on the floor or sitting on a chair, or actually you could do some of these on a chair if you find it, if you don't have the stability to stand. You are more than welcome to have a chair close by if you would like to do that. So I will give that option because it is available there for you. So, sorry, that was a big sigh. Anyways, what we're going to do within this somatic movement flow, this is your first time, gentle somatic yoga. Just let you know that there will be no props required for this. This type of style of yoga is not stretching, it's not forcing and holding. We are moving into a nice gentle movement that brings connection from the brain to the muscles to release, repattern, re-educate. So we're working with neuroplasticity, we're working on reprogramming the neurons, because our muscles tend to, over time, either from ways we've held our body over the years, from sports to work to maybe children, like holding the baby on the hip, or even if there's any accidents that have happened, or even if there's mental things happening where our body just wants to hold on to tension. Somatics is a great way of releasing and relearning how to release that tension so you can be at a natural state and your muscles can relax, which takes away from tension, chronic pain, and tightness. So we're going to start with our somatic movement mountain pose. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see this. And everything, like I said today, we're doing standing. So if you want to do this in a chair, or if you want to do it standing up, you're more than welcome to whatever choice you choose to practice with. So I'm just going to allow myself to stand neutral. And I just notice that my shoulders kind of want to go forward. My feet are hip width apart because this is where they naturally came to be. And before we dive deeper into the somatic mountain pose, just start to focus in on your natural breath. Noticing my breath at the moment feels a little shallow. It seems to be hitting more just below the diaphragm, above the belly button. So just at the bottom of my rib cage. So yeah, diaphragm above belly button is where it seems to be traveling to. So I invite you to close your eyes. But if that doesn't feel accessible for you at the moment, you can do this with the eyes opened. So this is kind of like a visual, internal visual of bringing a natural realignment to the body. I'm just going to gently rock front to back on the soles of my feet. Then come to stillness. And starting from the ground, noticing if I need to change anything with my feet. I feel like my left foot's turned out a little bit, so I'm just going to reposition that. So this is a body scan from the ground up. Coming to the heels, a little bit more anchoring into the heels. Lifting my toes for a moment, spreading, and then setting them down. Give a little softening to my knees. And coming up to my thighs, And buttocks and pelvis, tailbone. I'm just going to gently tuck my tailbone just a little bit. Push my feet into the ground gently. Feel a lengthening starting from the feet all the way up to my tailbone. Making my way up from the hips up. Just noticing, I feel like I'm leaning forward a little bit, more upper torso. So I'm just going to bring shoulders back, shoulders down. My chin just gently lifting a bit, then bringing it a little bit back. Have a little gentle pull in the occiput. That's where the spine reaches the base of the skull. Just making any little micro adjustments I'm noticing. So again, at my shoulders, just felt like my right shoulder was coming up higher than the left. And everything I'm doing in tiny, tiny movements, tiny, gentle adjustments. And I still have beautiful control over my breath. I'm going to do 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Release through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. And exhale. Just noticing sensation from those little adjustments, self-adjustments. I feel a little bit more lengthening from my feet all the way up to my scalp. But again, still feeling neutral. Feel like I took decompression out of my spine, especially my lower back. We're going to move into a somatic standing forward flow. So to do a pre-check, you can keep your feet where they're at in your where you came into your mountain pose. This can be done seated if you feel like you just don't have the balance to be standing to do this. You just won't be coming as far in the fold in standing, but I want you to do what feels right for your body. So I am just going to part my feet a tiny bit, just to feel a little bit more anchoring for myself. I have a little bit of sensation going on in my lower back. I did do a workout this morning, some skipping, some resistance bands. So my lower back, around where my L5, L4, L5, and also L1 or L5 to the S1, I can just feel that pull and dull aching in the lower back. I'm going to come into a pre-check. I don't want my knees locked. I want a nice soft bend. And I'm just slowly coming forward to see where my natural fold forward is before there's any pain or strain. So this is as far as I can get. I'm already starting to feel a pull in my hamstrings. And I'm just going to look at the distance from my forehead to my knees. I've got at least, I think, a good 2 to 3 feet here. And I'm going to come all the way back up. So if you're new to my channel, my mobility isn't the greatest, and that's all right because I know why. Because of the arthritis, I have degenerative disc disease, I have some stuff going on to my QL and piriformis, also the SI joint. So these are just things I know, and because I already did a workout, those muscles are fired up and the joints are probably inflamed a bit. So I want to be very mindful on what I'm doing here. So I saw where I was with my pre-check. So now I'm going to go into the somatic movement flow. I'm going to bend the arms. So opposite hand comes onto the opposite elbow. And I'm going to give myself a nice generous bend in my knees here because I just know it feels good. I'm going to come forward. You come to where you feel the best. I'm starting to get a pull in the back of my knee, so I'm going to just come up a little bit because I don't want that pull. We're going to do 3 rounds of our somatic standing forward fold flow. So right now, what I'm going to do, my neck is neutral. I'm going to bring my gaze up a bit. So I'm getting an arch into my C-spine, my neck. And then I raise my arms just in front of my nose and pause. Bring my gaze up a little bit higher. Arms in front of the nose. Gaze. Arms. And completely let go. Just going to gently sway here for a moment, releasing all muscular effort. I can put a big bend in my knees. I'm going to do that movement with the 3s 2 more times. So if you want to go at your pace, you can go at your pace, or you can do it with me. So our elbows are bent. Head is released, like neck is loose. And here I go. Raising my gaze. Forearms in line with the nose. Pause. Gaze. Arms. Pause. Gaze. Arms. Pause. And release all muscular effort. So I'm noticing I have my palms on the hands or palms on the ground. You may notice that your arms might come a little bit lower down. We're going to do 1 more here, okay? So here we go. Elbows bent. Round 3, set, 3rd set. Gaze. Arms. Pause. Gaze. Arms. Pause. Gaze. Arms. Pause. And fully release. Gently sway here for a moment. I'm going to slowly make my way back up. And you want to go slow because the head was lower than the heart. And that could, if you come up too fast, could make you feel faint and dizzy. So always whenever the head is lower than the heart, you always come out of it nice and slow. We're going to go into our pre-check. I have a little softness to my knees. And I'm going to go into my fold. Oh, that's kind of funny. So now, for myself, I can get my hands down to the ground, and my head isn't far from the knees. I just released a lot of tension and tightness in my lower back. I'm going to slowly roll up. Going to take in a nice deep breath. And relax. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. So within that standing forward full flow, somatic standing forward full flow, we didn't just work the back into the glutes and the hamstrings, but we also worked into the shoulders and upper back and even the neck. So if you notice with the neck coming back, it was just too much. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but please don't crank the neck back. I only move my neck to where it feels good. There's no pain or constriction happening. I can breathe with ease. So our next movement, is going to be working within the torso and the hips and the back and shoulders. So feet are grounded into the mat. We're going to be working one side and then the other. So what's going to happen is we'll have a pre-check and then we'll have 2 sets of movement of 3s, okay? We're going to start with the right arm. To do the pre-check, you slowly extend the right arm out in front. I'm going to be watching my right arm and my right hand, and it starts to open up to the right, and I'm twisting whole torso and the hips are moving with this for the pre-check. And I go to where the body wants to stop, and there's no stretch. I put a little dot behind me on the wall where my hand is pointing. And then I release the arm down. It's nice little somatic magic work, okay? Here we go. First round. Now, just so you know, the torso and the hips do not turn with this. It's all oblique, shoulder, and neck. If your neck is too sore, don't move the neck, all right? So you're gonna extend the arm out. I'm watching. You can do this with the eyes closed too. And I start opening my right arm to the right, extending open, external rotation here in the front of my right shoulder. And I'm watching it with the rotation of my neck. And this is as far as I can get. I pause, and then I slowly make my way. And release. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Again, I want to now close my eyes, take away the sense of sight, opening up to the right, keeping my hips and left hip perpendicular to the right hip. Same thing, or parallel I should say, with my left shoulder to right shoulder. And then slowly come back. Ooh. Inhale. One more. Extending the right arm forward. Opening to the right. Just the arm, and rotating the head, the neck, where the body stops. And then slowly back towards center. Release. For the second set, you're going to be rotating the neck the opposite way. If it's too much, you can just keep looking to the right or keeping the head neutral, neck neutral. Here we go. Extending the arm. Opening my arm to the right, turning my head to the left, to where the body stops naturally. And release. Releasing the arm down. Second one, extend. Open. Remember, you're turning your head the opposite way of the arm. And release. One more. Extending. opening, pause, coming to center, pause. Nice deep breath in, exhale through the mouth. I'm going to go into a post check. So I had my pre-check, and remember the hips and the torso turn on this one. So I remember where my dot was. Do you remember where your dot is? We're going to extend that right arm out and start turning to the right, watching my right hand. I'm to the back side of the window on the opposite wall. And slowly release. Love it. It is like magic. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now to the left side. You're going to extend the left arm. This is the pre-check. Starting to open up to the left. Remember, hips and torso can turn with this. This is where my body stops. I'm putting a dot on the wall behind me and then coming back to center. We're going to go in the first round. Remember, hips stay forward, torso stays forward. It's all left shoulder, arm, and neck rotation to the left. I'm going to extend the left arm nice and slow. Opening up to the left. Pause. Coming back to the front. And release. I'm going to do 2 more. This time I'm going to have my eyes closed. You choose if you want them opened or closed. Bringing that left arm forward. Opening the arm to the left. Rotating my neck. So my head's turning to the left. Pause. And then back to center. One more. Extend. Turn. Pause to where the body stops. And then come back to center. And release. Take a deep breath in. Now arm opens to the left, head turns to the right 3 times. Extending my left arm forward. Arm opens to the left, I turn my head to the right. Pause. Back to center. Release. 2 more. Go at your pace, but remember, at the end of each one, you want to have about a 3-second rest. And when you open up, make sure you're not holding it for more than 3 seconds because we don't want to go into a held stretch reflex. And release. 1 more. Extending. Opening opposite directions, left arm to the left, right head turns to the right. And then slowly back to center. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Let's go into our post check. So remember, your torso and your hips can move with this. Watching that left hand. Remember where your first dot was. So cool. The amount of space I gain from that is crazy. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart to Anjuli Mudra, right palm to left, left to right. Just gently pushing the hands together and feeling that energy transfer going up the arms. Now keep the hands together, but don't have that consistent pushing into each palm. They're just gently touching. And do one more breath together. Empty all the air out. Take a deep breath in and hold it at the top. Through the mouth, release. Return to your natural breath. Thank you so much for joining me today for this standing sequence. Any comments, put them down below or shoot me a DM. You can also find me on Facebook at Yoga in Small Spaces, the Cracked Yogi, and also on Instagram, Yoga in Small Spaces, Cracked Yogi. You can email me at yogainSmallSpaces@gmail.com, and also website is www.yogainSmallSpaces.com. So I want to say have a fantastic day, fantastic week, and fantastic month. Be kind to yourself and others. And until next time, see you later.